Here we are. I'm so excited to be here with you today, Julie. Please help me welcome Julie Johnson from Learning to Listen, who has just sort of made her show debut with Kelly at Kelly Healer. And today we're going to talk to her about her journey and do some card reading. So thank you, Julie, for being here.
Oh, thank you so much, Aley. I've been such a fan over the years and watching all the wonderful collaborations, and you're always supportive and helping everybody get started. It's just like magic. I love it.
Thank you so much. You know, it's funny, Julie. That's why I came here originally. I didn't feel like I had any, quote, talents at all, like card reading or any of that stuff. And so I simply came here sort of to introduce other psychics. And then, you know, what happens is you're in that community, and I've always had the ability. I just never believed in myself. And so it has a lot to do with that, I think. It really does. So
I would agree 100%. Yeah. And then, of course, life's challenges and demands of us as we're growing and learning. And we're so busy doing all the other stuff. We're just like, that happened. Oh, well, just file that somewhere in the back of your brain. And then suddenly, you know, you can't ignore it anymore.
That's right.
You have to do something with it.
And I think COVID did, you know, the pandemic lockdown did a lot for us in coming into figuring out what it is we're here for. And, you know, we may not have even realized what we went through at that time. But I think it was really instrumental in elevating a lot of us. Do you think so? Do you think so?
Oh, absolutely. I had a friend of mine say, I told him that I was kind of looking around YouTube because I saw some things coming in the Facebook or somewhere, you know, and then she said, why don't you try listening to Linda G? And I was like, oh, okay, I'll check her out. No problem. And then I went, oh my God.
Yeah, really. She's the one that, you know, initially there was a gal, Lilac Lantern, that was here. And you remember Lilac Lantern, and she had brought me sort of in. She did a reading for me and such. And then I met Linda and this and that and the other, and, you know, and my husband, it got addicted to it too. He's like, we need to listen to Sterling and Linda and, you know, everybody. So I think it really did calm us down a little bit. I really do.
Yeah, it did. It really helped a lot. And also what it really helped with is just being yourself. That all the things, and there's lots of people talking about it. Annie Bear's talking about the book, you know, only, or I forgot the title of it. I read it and I forgot the title of it. Like only all the good parts. You have to, you know, all of who you are is so important to integrate everything. And then you have something wonderful to offer to others.
Absolutely, because really all of us are individuals with different needs, and the channel sort of covers some of those things. And so I'm excited because, you know, I always get excited when people decide to open up their own and work on their own channel, no matter what they do with it. I know that, like Lottie B, for instance, she plays the piano. She plays all kinds of music, and she doesn't come on and say anything, but her music that she plays on her piano is so inspirational and lovely, and everybody has known the songs and has, you know, can feel her passion about them. And then we have other people who do channeling or do card readings just with their hands. I mean, there's a lot of people with a lot of different talents. And anyway, I am so glad that you have decided to add to this. We met probably, you've been in the chat forever, but you and I met on Zoom, so to speak, to have a conversation. It was probably 2 years ago. Maybe it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think yes, it was.
Yeah. And you were thinking about what you were going to do then at that time. And, you know, I just knew you would come around and figure out the right time and the right place. And that's what you've done.
Well, I wanted to do it for a long time. As you could see in the background, I'm a little bit, you know, I've been busy building a library. And doing different studies and things, but it's something that's been in the back of the burner for a long time, and it was finally just you know, you're just propelled in life to do certain things.
Oh yeah.
you just have to do it,
You do. They keep pushing you until you do. That's for sure. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I give up. I give up. I'll do it. I'll do it. Yeah. So
The attitude I have about it, all of this, is very much, if I am able to be supportive by energy, prayer work,
mhm,
angel work, anything that I do, are things that are emerging as we continue to practice with meditation and prayer and things like that. If I
yeah.
do have anything to offer, I have a variety of backgrounds, and I have actually my bachelor's degree is in music, liberal arts.
Oh, I absolutely love that. I love that.
So
Well,
you never know,
yeah,
it's
you
not,
never know.
there's
Yeah,
all these layers to us and all the jobs
there
and
is.
career and whatever we've done. So
Yeah.
it all factors in. So I'm very interested in, I'm building my sound healing. I've always been interested in music and healing back into
Uh,
my 20s while I was in school,
okay.
and things like that. So now I'm finally working on putting that together as well.
Ooh, that's going to be so nice, honestly. Sometimes it's just wonderful to, there are people that I've seen do a meditation with music as well. And just, sit with a focus and listen to the beautiful either chimes or drums or bells or whatever. Yeah. Do you have any chakra bowls? Have you got
I
any of
have
them? Do
one
you?
bowl.
Uh,
Friend of mine just gifted me all kinds of things, a lot of uh, crystals, and just it was
that's
just the most
wonderful.
gorgeous gift. And I
Uh,
haven't really, I'm just starting to set up so that I
I
can
get
really
you.
work with
No,
everything. you know it's like, oh, I
uh,
got 5 cards over here and one book over there. It's like, wait, all in one office. Get it
right.
together, lady.
Getting together, lady. Yep. Well, you're better actually than I am because this is a corner of my bedroom and it's a very small corner and I have stuff everywhere else. So I feel like I just need to have a house or even a tiny home with just metaphysical stuff in it because then
You
I'd
need
know where
a
everything was.
woo
Woo,
woo she shed.
that's right. Woo woo she shed.
One
Absolutely.
whole wall of bookshelves.
Yeah. Jen B, thanks for being here, Jen and Barbara. And she says, I so understand. I know where I'm drawn. I tried to ignore the nudges, but I decided to do what I could to move forward. And if it's to work it out, it will. Well, all of the stepping stones created the path. You're right. And that's exactly right. We're shown one big stone and then another and then another. And eventually we've got the whole pathway paved for ourselves because she just opened up her channel. Jen did.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
I know.
Congratulations.
Yes, yes.
I'm so
So
new. I didn't even turn on the chat yet. And I'm sorry to say right now I only have my phone. So it'd be too much for me to try to
yeah,
handle my phone and answer things and write.
no, it's fine. It's all a learning curve. Believe me. The only reason I seem to look like it's not a big deal is because I teach via Zoom and I work the chat and talk and my students and blah, blah, blah. So I've got this pattern that so
Oh yeah.
yeah, it is. It's a work in progress and it is baby steps are important. Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about your quote career. I don't know. You're not still doing your career. You're retired from that position. Okay. All right.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
So
but go ahead.
no, I know you just told me you were a social worker, which I didn't realize. My daughter is a marriage and family counselor, so I understand how that works. But go right ahead. Tell us all about it and how that
Well, I
influenced.
finally landed into social work uh, with the liberal arts degree in music. I was working on a minor in women's studies and in Native American studies, and so a lot of those classes overlapped. And so I thought, what the heck am I going to do with all this? Everybody's just graduate, and I'm like, well, no, I have 172 units. You better graduate. So,
Ah,
and
uh-huh.
and and then many years later, with kids and all kinds of other positions, I finally saw social work. And I thought, my goodness, why don't I try that? Turned out everything, all the extra classes that I had taken, I was in a county that didn't require a master's, but I had
Oh.
30 extra units that I could
Mhm.
apply, and I passed the tests, you know, and there's a
Yeah.
little bit of rigor to it still. But I was so excited to be a social worker, and so that I could be of service. And so I spent time like child welfare,
Uh-huh.
adult protective services, and also in-home supportive services, helping folks get, you know, services in the home when they
Yeah.
needed help, laundry, and going to
Sure.
get shopping and whatever they needed, or personal
Mhm.
care. And then finally and then I also did hospital, you know, medical social work, and it's
Mhm.
all under welfare and institutions codes and everything. And I worked toward a master and missed it by like 2 units. We've talked about all that, but the thing is that in talking about all that, I realized that, you know, my disappointment for not finishing it, because of a variety of, you know, you don't
Mhm.
just not finish something you worked so hard for.
Definitely.
There were circumstances, and but the blessing in not finishing something is that you don't have to take on the work of that role. I would have loved the money, but I didn't take on the role. And so that left me some freedoms. I was able to work in hospice, home health, hospice, and run some different groups and things, because
Uh-huh.
the master's education in social worker gives you a lot of a counseling foundation.
Yes.
But although
Yes.
you're not, you don't diagnose, you don't do things like that, but you can,
Correct.
you
Right.
know, you work with people all the time anyway. And
Uh-huh.
so that's why I think that somehow doing this combined with the woo woo background is kind of
Yes.
like a natural progression to, um, sometimes it only takes a few minutes to engage with people, to
Mhm.
say, you know, ask them, hey, what do you need?
Yep.
And then flip a card or two, help them, you know, decide what they want to do, give them the next logical course of action,
Right.
and even just a feel good moment to help them through something. And that's
Mhm.
what this community's done for me, is really
Yeah.
helped me transition through some very difficult things, you know, with Terry's group in the morning, with
Yeah.
holding space, and a
Uh-huh.
variety of so many of you out there. I can't even begin to tell you how
Oh, yeah.
wonderful it's been and
Yeah.
magical to feel like seated, you know, kind of rooted, you know, in this foundation
Absolutely.
of this
Absolutely.
wonderful web of uh, different talents. Yet nobody has to be one thing or another. Just do what you do, and
That's
we
right.
all have
That's right.
different gifts and different healing or reading abilities, and it's kind of magical.
It is magical, Julie. And one of the things that when I started, I've never been a fan of competition. It's just, I don't want to compete with. That's why I never became a full-time professor, because I didn't want to talk about how wonderful I am and all that junk. You know, I just couldn't do it. And it's okay because it worked out for me, because I've been able to do it part-time, just spread out a little bit more. But this community, it's collaboration over competition is what I see and what I hoped for. And I've had a couple of experiences that weren't the best, and I just moved on. So, that happens in any scenario. But the people that come to the chat, the people that follow, the people that are kind, they are the best of the best. They really, really are. They're just unbelievable. It's like, okay, we're going to meet up in 2020 or 2022 or whenever you get here, and we'll have a job for you. Please come.
Well,
Yeah.
and you know, with the other things, you know, like in between social work and kids and all of that, I studied with a woman named Dixie Yetarian, and
Okay.
her family's working on rebuilding her site and working and publishing her stuff. And she was a psychic detective, and
Mm.
and so we learned a lot about that. But I also, you know, kind of shy away from it because it can be serious, and you know, lead to seeing and things that you might not necessarily want to know. And so she taught us the whole foundational gambit of healing. Um,
Really? That's
you name it.
wonderful. Yeah.
Auras, everything, energy work, all kinds of stuff. So it went on for years. Like we'd meet like once a month or twice a month or something and do this. So,
Uh-huh.
and then a good dear friend of mine, Noreen McDonald, carried on with some of Dixie's teachings and what she developed in her own. And I did some
Uh-huh.
things with her 1,000 years ago. I was in reclaiming in San Francisco. And so that's
Okay.
like Starhawk, the big wild witch.
Yes.
She's a very
Yes.
um, uh,
Uh-huh.
into ecology and very earth-based. And so I've
Yes.
been around all this stuff for so many years, reading cards when I was really young, and packing a mini deck, the little tiny mini deck,
Yeah.
in my purse everywhere
And
I
you
went.
were.
And you know what? I had no idea if it even meant anything to anybody. Just like, hey, let's just read. And I don't even know if I can read the tarot very well anymore. I'm so into the oracles, but
Right.
I tend to hit the tarot when I want something like in that concrete world stuff.
Uh-huh.
I kind of
Yes.
hit those for that, and I kind of love the oracles because it reaches into other zones of self-discovery and understanding of our processes that
Right.
can help pull us through. Come on, you're gonna do it. You can do it. We can make
Yeah.
it. We don't have to understand everything, but we can keep going.
We can keep going. I love the idea that links in the Jungian perspective of things. I love Jung. And of course, I love archetypal stuff and symbology, color, all those things are what oracle cards offer, I think. So I agree with you with that. Yeah. Yeah.
I've kind of
That's it.
leaned into Colette Baron Reed a little bit because
Mhm.
because she's so foundationally 12-step and
Uh-huh.
Jungian, and you can't
Yeah,
go wrong with those as building a foundation for. You can't do this kind of work unless you do work on yourself,
I agree with that completely.
because we're always bumping into everybody's energy fields and our emotions, and
Uh-huh.
we're triggered. People are triggered. Okay, why am I triggered
Yeah.
by things? Or what about what someone else is doing and saying is so wonderful that it can bring years. This is what this community's done for me. It's taking
Okay.
years of study and
Uh-huh.
years of reading and cards and interactions with others as not perfect at all. Hello.
When none of
But
us are. Yeah.
none. It's like
Yeah.
it's added to my humility bank is full of
Correct.
pennies,
Yes.
man.
I love
And
that.
you just it's helped put things together in ways that I never imagined.
Yes. Like threads, embroidery threads. And it makes a bigger picture and the picture keeps expanding. I love that. That's beautiful. Thank you. Um, I want to talk a little bit about your hospice work
Oh,
because I admire you so much for doing that. I do. And I have read, of course, Elizabeth Kubler-Ross's books in the past. I have a very healthy, um,
cheers.
I guess, a very healthy attitude about death and dying. I just do. I always have in past lives and so forth. But the people that can actually go in and sit with those that are ready to pass, those people are, to me, I admire you so much for being able to do that.
Oh
So I'd
my
love,
goodness.
yeah.
Well, it's something I never thought I would ever do.
Uh-huh.
Well, not really though. And when I got the job working at a small a critical access hospital
Uh-huh.
where they had to provide everything, that was a one-stop shop. If you had a major emergency, you were out in a helicopter, and
Okay.
it's in a rural mountain area, and I had no idea, but I had always been thinking that I wanted to work in birth and death. You know, hello,
Hmm. The two
why?
cycles, one in and one out.
And then all of a sudden, here you are working in hospice. Yay. And right at the time that my mother was passing in 2008, I got the job in hospice just in time to learn how you do that, like the mechanics, the
Uh-huh.
meds, the beds, the stuff. How many people do you need at the house? How do you wrangle the varmints and help everybody, gather the wagons to do it all? And
Mhm.
and it was so life affirming
Sure.
at the same time that you're letting go, because you can handle this because we just got the tools,
Correct.
and so
Yes.
what
Mhm.
it isn't for everybody. I mean, I had to actually, one day I decided, okay, 6 years, I cry every day, so I need to
Oh,
go
of
do
course.
something
Yeah,
else.
you have to let that go. Yeah, sure. That's
It's like, if,
trauma in a
if
way.
you're
Yeah.
empathic, you're going to leak,
Yes. Yeah.
period. It's going to happen to everybody. And so that's when I went back and, did county work after that.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
what it did was, I really got to learn to sit. And I
Yes.
also at one point joined the Threshold Choir, which is learning to sing, peaceful, calm songs,
Wow.
to sing at bedside. And
Oh, wow.
but if anybody ever needs any assistance with anything like that, I'm more than happy to assist. And
Uh-huh.
it is something, and also with grief work.
Mhm.
Tomorrow's the anniversary of my brother's passing. So what I did was, I was like racking my brain. Oh yeah, you know how to do this. Hello. So what I did is I went through, because my father died 7 weeks exactly to the day that after my brother last year. So I had a blowout year, right?
You
But what
did.
I did was, I got out my dad's clothes and I sorted through some of my dad's things. And by the time I was done rolling up all his little Walmart man shirts, that's all he would wear. He's
Uh-huh.
85.
Uh-huh.
And his pants and shorts and the things that he wore every single day that still smelled like him. The smell
Right.
doesn't leave everything, and really taking in all of that and allowing the memories to come. Not a
Yeah.
lot of tears, because what I ended up doing is, because the way we worked for my dad's, better, a
Yeah.
better path for my father. We did everything, my kids and friends and relatives, all helped us. We really did a good job.
I
And
understand.
my
Yeah.
my brother dying before my dad sort of set everything into like a landslide. And so,
Oof.
but
Yeah.
so that I could handle my brother's passing, I did that work of sorting through things. We didn't really even give a bunch away. It was more like sort through it, put things in different bin,
Yeah.
because there wasn't a lot left, because dad used to like to pack to leave all the time because he had dementia and he was always leaving.
Okay.
So I was like, I got to get rid of everything
So
in
he didn't
advance.
probably even recognize the fact that your brother was gone if he has dementia. Is that true?
He did actually.
Oh,
We
really?
actually were the first members of the family. Law enforcement called us, and they lived next door, right? So
Mhm.
they called
Mhm.
us to get information, and I tell the
Yeah.
rest of the family and stuff. And we sat in there with him for
Oh,
a while until the
yeah.
rest of the family could come. And
Yeah.
dad was very aware that he was gone, and
Mhm.
he reacted. He went to into a state of grief. And so I think it's very important. We learned a lot, that the grief um, didn't miss his dementia. The
Oh,
dementia, the sundowners, shuts the brain down at night, but first thing in the morning, he
yeah.
knew most everything. Even though
Wow.
he didn't know what my name was, he's like,
Uh-huh.
where are you? Where'd you go? So I learned something really important. I have so many stories about that, but
Sure, I understand. Thank you for sharing that. That's a painful story. It's a raw story. It's only been 2 years, so thank you
but
for
it's
sharing
very
that.
helpful though, and I want everybody to
Mm,
know
mhm.
that that it doesn't go away. It
No.
just will never go away, because guess what? We're thinking about them. They're here with us.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's not a myth. Why am I thinking about them today? Because they're standing right over here in your
Yep.
energy field saying, I know you're having a bad day and I miss you too. And I'm going to give you some spirit energy. I'm going to
Yeah.
give you a butterfly or a dime or, or a dream or a knock on the door or anything. And,
Right.
the hospice actually taught me that to trust that there is life after passing,
Mm-hmm.
that we are completely connected, and the communication lines, if we can allow ourselves, because everybody has different foundational beliefs,
Right.
whether it's religious or spiritual or cultural or whatever, we all
Mm-hmm.
have them. And
Yeah.
I believe in promoting everybody, keep having them and develop them, because we're in interesting times. We need our faith and our belief and our prayers and whatever we do to affirm our lives. But if we keep doing all these things and we keep the communication open and even
Yeah.
ask for better communication if we have sticky spots,
Yeah.
and it makes a huge difference in being able to carry on and move forward with life.
Yes. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I lost my parents in my mid-30s.
Oh,
They were about 4 years apart. My mother
oh,
died first. She dropped dead. My father had emphysema, so it took a little longer, but that was in the 80s. So I've been alone. I've been an orphan because my brothers also have both passed. And
oh wow.
so I've got a whole host of family on the other side. I know they're with me. And yet, grief is grief. When I lost my little dog, I'm still grieving that. I will for a while. I know that. But it's okay. It's like there's no time limit. You can do whatever you want. You can move forward or stay backward or whatever you want. And I love that. And I love it. And you have the background in social work that makes you not only a social worker, but also a spiritual counselor, because you've got that combination, Julie. So you can
Well,
do
it's
it.
with the grief, they always use this little metaphor for us, which is, you got a filing cabinet right here by your desk or wherever. Every
Yeah.
time something traumatic or the buzzword, or someone passes or your animals
Mhm.
or something happens that you hear of the other side of the world, the things that are going on that we
Right.
just can't wrap our heads around really, and
Uh-huh.
why we just can't, we're not gonna, and
Yeah.
on some level, and the file cabinet comes popping open, ta-da, it's Disney Death Awareness Day, and all
Yes.
the files are
Yes.
popping out saying, wait,
Pop
but
it
you
out.
didn't finish that one with
Yeah.
grandma or this person or that person, and you got, okay, kids,
Mhm.
get back in there and
Yeah.
what are we doing with, and how can I use this to move forward with my life?
Yeah.
And I think that if we, one thing I did learn from social work is, and 12 step is, keep it as simple as you can.
Yeah.
Pick 2 or 3 goals, little ones around your grief, like light the candle,
Hmm. Hmm.
look at their picture, get
Right.
yourself flowers, tell
There you
yourself you
go.
did a good job,
Right.
and if you don't feel like you did a good job, say, you know what? They're forgiving me right now. I'm going to forgive myself for just being a human.
Hmm.
Many things happen,
Right.
and with our animals, oh my gosh, I still feel my cat from when I was in my 20s. She was Elizabeth, and
Oh.
we named her Elizabeth because she had like a little beauty mark, like
Oh,
Elizabeth.
she did like Liz Taylor. Yeah.
Yeah, so we had a picture of Elizabeth Taylor down by her dish. What
Oh,
the picture
cute.
was.
I love
And
it.
I still feel her come around sometimes. So the other thing that the passing of our animals offers us is surprises, that they'll come around just
Yeah.
when you need them.
Yeah. They will. They absolutely. Oh, they're fabulous that way. Yeah. And my other two dogs are like looking up here, looking up here and trying to find their sister, who is probably right above them. Um, this is wonderful, Barbara. Thank you for sharing the most spiritual moment she's experienced is being with her grandma when she passed.
Oh, I
My
love.
husband went through that. He was the only one that went in with his grandma when she passed.
Oh,
I didn't know him at the time, but he told me of the beauty of being allowed to be present, and there is a choice. A lot of people don't want anybody there. I mean, you'll go out and get your cup of coffee, or you maybe go to the bathroom, and you come back and they're not there anymore. So
We
it's
called that a sneak out.
a
They go,
sneak
oh,
out.
good, they're gone. Now I can go. I always told everybody, yeah, I got to tell you, they're really close. They're in the last 3 days of the fish out of water breathing and stuff like that. I got to tell you, it's not your fault if you walk out and they're gone, because a lot of times they just don't want us to see that. You know, they're just going to take off. And if you ever do get to be there for that moment and you're looking with your spiritual eye, if you can do it, because it's so emotional, how are you going to be able to be an observer in that?
Yeah.
But sometimes you can actually see the spirit moving out.
I agree.
There are many, many different ways to look at it and be in it. And part of our grief is unpacking those spiritual moments. What really happened while I was sitting there witnessing and whatnot?
Yeah.
And what was really happening in that moment? What was I thinking? Were they trying to tell me something?
Right.
A lot of different things have happened. There's just so much to it that I believe if anyone can participate in it, it changes your awareness.
It really, really does.
Life.
Yeah, it's like it's another birth. It's a birth into the afterlife, you know. So it is a birthing as well. When I was holding Caramel as she had been administered the final, it was like an overdose, because they relaxed her and then she went to sleep, and then we overdosed her. And this is a dog I'm talking about, if anybody's listening later. Anyway, he was taking pictures. And I thought he was videotaping it, and I wanted to throttle him. And he said, no, no, no. And one of the pictures, you could see her aura come out.
No way.
Yeah, a little orb. And it was she was close to me. She was a little bit lower, and it's on my shoulder, on my collar. And I thought that's what he was doing. He was just taking pictures to see if he could.
Now, if you're seeing orbs, do you happen to see one that looks just like that? That's what I would be interested to know.
Yeah, no, but I have seen clouds. I've seen clouds of her since. That's the interesting part. She used to have this, she's a Shih Tzu, and she used to, when she was feeling well, she would put her paws up like this, and she'd stand on her hind legs and flap it because she wanted whipped cream or a treat or something. And there's this cloud that is like the same way. There's another one where she's laying down. I didn't get a chance to take a picture of them because we were in the car driving along. So I wasn't, but for me, ooh, that was big. That was really, really big. It was like
you just never know when you're going to get a sign.
You don't. That's the thing. And so you need to be open to it. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I just want to talk about one more thing before we take some readings, if you'd like readings, ladies. And that is learning to listen. I love that, because people don't listen, really. And I don't mean on here. I just mean like when you're having a chat with somebody, most people like to, they're thinking about what they want to say while the other person's talking. And so they're really not listening to that person. But why did you choose that? How did that come about?
Well, I think that partly because of listening to music and having to listen and interpret that my whole life. I have 1,000 pictures of me with my mouth open singing somewhere. That's and so then with social work, we're actually trained, to do the active listening.
Right.
And the whole thing with the Rogerian, technique kind of thing is you got to engage people in 5 minutes. That's what they tell you. You meet people, you tell them what you're there for if you're doing an investigation, right? Ooh, right. Scary.
I know.
Yes. I was like, what? Yes. Knock at their door cold turkey by yourself. Like, who thought that was good? And then and then you're letting them know what you're doing there, or whatever
Right.
capacity. And then you're supposed to engage with them and let them know that you're trying to convince them you're there to help. And so, you know, you have to listen. You have to hear what people are saying. You have to be able to read between the lines and say, you know what? Or if someone had had their children removed because of something very obvious that was like criminal or something like that, well, then you have to say, well, here's the goals. We want you to get your kids. Let's work on these 3 things. What can I do to help you? Listen carefully, hook them up with what's really going to help them be successful. And then, of course, in the, and then later it's more, what are people saying to you? Because what is it they need? You know, how are you going to be able to help somebody with something if it's even in your wheelhouse to do?
Right. Are you able to do what they want you to do? Yeah, absolutely.
Or is it something they, you know, call this number, go online and do this or that. And so, right. And so, and then in this work, can I hear my guides? I've had visions of angels and things off and on throughout my life. I've had appearances out of my stone cold sleep. Some people at the end of my bed. I've had all kinds of stuff, guys. You don't even want to know. Yeah, you do want to know. We all want to know. And stuff like that. I always want to know this stuff because it's so affirming.
Yeah.
But if for being such a prayerful person and focusing on some kind of meditation, my whole life, and how do you actually hear it? Well, I realized I had been hearing it. And I think I've heard it before on another show or something where, you say a prayer and then you get an answer. You're like, oh dear,
Yeah. It's not the answer I really wanted, but okay, thank you.
I heard words.
I heard words.
So the listening is now not perfect. I've made plenty of mistakes, but the listening is something that's always been, keep it humble. Keep it humble. Always learning. Always trying to move forward in a way where to do no harm.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely. It's all one of the things that I absolutely learned in the last maybe 20 years is intention is everything. Our perception of something is colored by our biases and our beliefs and our values and all of those things. But intention, if I have no intention to harm in whatever I do, and when I do, I don't really feel as though it was, it wasn't intended. Let's put it that way. But the perception is a very different thing because sometimes people perceive, well, you said this at that time. And let me give you an example, everybody, because I have a great one. My kids wanted to, or his kids wanted to come here in the middle of the fall season, and I have 12 classes. I can't have them come here.
Ooh,
they wanted to bring a bus. They're adults, but they wanted to bring a bus packed full of 7 of them. And I said, not at this time of the year, if you want to come in March but I said, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I'll tell you what. And I got everything ready and I got the RV and I said, we'll come to you. And his daughter, one of his daughters lives in another state. And I said, you have some time. You can come back and see Dad. She could have driven if she really wanted to. And so my perception was I was really helpful. I was bringing them their dad. I was I was paying for it. I was facilitating it. I was doing the work. And their perception, one of them perception is that I didn't come to their state and I needed to do that. And she demanded I come there. And she didn't see the value. It was all about her own. So there's a bit of narcissism in that person, I believe, but I'm not a therapist, so I don't know. But it's like my intention was to be helpful. Yeah.
We and then the other part of that is that as much as we try to communicate with people, as much as we try to be well-meaning and whatnot, there are some times when things just don't work out. When we're in different places, we fundamentally, with people, have different backgrounds or different viewpoints and things like that. Something about someone just rubs us the wrong way, or we rub them the wrong way, or past life, who knows what.
I know. It's a lot.
Yeah. Best that we can, apologize and be genuine, and then
move on. Yeah.
We can't not, for the control freaks of the world, we can't make everybody love us. We can't even be everything to ourselves, much less anybody else.
We need to give ourselves that permission, Julie. And I'm glad you said that, because we really don't. We're like, I would say that I wasn't a people pleaser, but I think I probably was in that regard. But I'm learning. I may be 70, but I'm learning. So.
Oh, you spring chicken, you're only 70. I'm right behind you. I'm not too far behind you.
Oh, you're a sweetheart. So Barbara, you said you have a habit of interrupting people because you're afraid of forgetting. I understand that most of us do. And unless I have my notepad and I write down something that I want to say because I don't want to interrupt the other person, but it happens, it happens. And losing train of thought also. Well, thank you for telling us a bit about that, because I love that, learning to listen. I really, really love that title. I do. It's very special.
It seemed kind of strange, like, well, that's a lot and whatnot. But I thought, at least for right now, I might change it to something else, as people come out of new closets of whatever they woo-woo they do. But thank you very much for having me and for asking these particular questions too, because, we don't, there's so many different times of our lives and so many different layers and meanings that I think it's wonderful. I've watched so many other people share who they are and what they've done.
Yeah.
And it gives us a lot of meaning, validation, and, oh, look at readings. She wants a reading, girl.
Yeah, no, I put up your readings. I put up your questions.
Oh, that's
guys.
you.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. Well, I really admire you for the things that you've gone through, honestly. And Jen says, I really appreciate this conversation and getting to know Jules. That's good. Oh, good. We'll have more. And I hope. I mean, that's what the hope is, because I think we have a lot we could talk about more, even, Julie. And so I just love that. Well,
I look forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. So anybody want a reading? Anybody want a reading at all? Or Julie and I could do a reading on the energies of what I was hoping for was to see if anybody wanted a reading on, let's say, Labor Day energy, or the energy of September coming up, the fall, a pumpkin spice latte, perhaps.
Yeah, they'll become
a pumpkin muffin. Oh, hi, Tanya. Tasha. I'm sorry, Tasha. What would you like a reading about? What would you like? You just want you want to know the energies of September? That would be fine. Yeah, it's nice to see you. Yeah. There is a delay, Julie. I don't know if you know that, but there's a delay between what I say, and it's probably about 30 seconds or so between me saying it and them seeing it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or hearing it. Yeah. All right. We got 3 of you. This is a riot. How will Monday show go? Will I puke before? Oh, honey. Yes. Okay, Tasha. There you go. We'll do it. Let's just do up Jen's here first. All right. How will Monday go? What is it, Jen? I feel like I have to ask. What is it? Are you a person that doesn't like to, there's a lot of people that don't like to stand in front of an audience. I mean, Julie mentioned she's a singer. You have to be a person that can do that. I was one too when I was growing up. I was up on stage. I used to do plays. I did all that stuff. And I had people worried about their lines, walking around with the book that they had looked at for 6 weeks, and they still worried about their lines. For me, it was like, let's go, let's go. But that's just my personality. And I'm sure it was yours too. If you were in this group of singers, did you also do solos, Julie? Did you do solos? Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy. I don't even know how I did that. Playing myself for life.
Yeah. Let's see what the cards have to say, honey. And yeah. All right. This is fun. Ooh, okay.
How many cards you doing there?
I'm doing 3, but you can do as many as you want. As long as we don't do a grand tableau like in Le Normand where they use all 44.
Oh, okay.
Jen does say, I struggle with firsts. When I get comfortable, I'm gravy and a talker. I was a singer and in musicals and plays. But as an adult, Jennifer, I had no idea. I love that. I love that you were in plays and musicals. I had no idea.
So fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that adulthood can sometimes turn us if we've been judged, particularly, can turn us inward because we don't want to be judged about something, whether it be our looks or the way we laugh or whatever it is. But I'm here that they want you to first start out and balance yourself out. Use balance. I love this picture because what she looks like she's doing is sitting quietly and grounding herself. And at the same time, Jen, you can bring in the energies of the cosmos. So you've got both of those energies and you're more stable. So whether you puke or not, well, it's all the process, and you'll get over that because you are a person who can engage. And once you're engaged, you stop thinking about what the problem or what the issue was. I know there's a lot of people like that. People have told me, gee, an hour went by that fast. That surprised me. That people have heard that. Finally, I get it's your creativity. This is what you're meant to do. And you'll get over this over time. I agree with you completely. Hi, Linda Bishop. It's nice to see you. Yeah. All right, Julie.
Okay, well, the first card for you, Jen, I love this. It's kind of along with what Aley did too. It's your claim your clan, claiming your space, claiming your origins, planet Earth. Here I am, and all that you are, all these different things that you are, swimming around the earth. Claim your space and stay grounded in that. It's really hard when you set yourself out and you're a singer, you're standing up, people are looking at you, that some people don't look at others with kindness. But I think that if we all of us look at ourselves with that kind of kindness, that I think it makes this next card perfect. It's called the White Witch. Be the light.
Oh, look at that. You've got so much wisdom in you from that owl, Jen.
And if we shine our light, they don't see our wrinkles as much anyway. The light's out in front of you. It's like a trick of light trick. And it's a good joke anyway.
It is.
Attachment is the next card. It's what is it that we are attached to? We attach to the spirit. We are the beloved of spirit. And all the things that we do and sing and say and dance and play and whatever, these things really help us. We're attached to the light. We're attached to the place that we are right now, into spirit. And so we are the beloved of spirit. We are spirit. And we have to, the bottom of this card says, let me feel worthy and deserving of love. So whatever we're doing, be deserving of that love.
Beautiful. Just beautiful. Thank you so much, Julie and
thank
Jen.
you.
She says, what I heard was own my shit. And yes, we all need to own our shit. Yep, absolutely.
And I like you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you are worthy. Okay, it's your job in Pierre. You're applying like crazy, but you're not getting anywhere. And Dustin's lawyer declined to dismiss oh, for heaven's sake. All right, well, let's read the end. We'll be reading the energies of what's going on for you. I'm so sorry you're not finding a job, because that's very stressful, very, very stressful. But let's see what's maybe we see what's holding you back, or holding the process back. Now I'm saying it like Canadians. I meant process. They get the process when you're in Canada, you know. It's so funny. All right, let's see. There's your listening thing again, Jen. Yeah. Ooh, all right. Ah, you're funny. All right. All right. First thing I get is balance. Isn't that funny? Elegance. I'm sorry, elegance. But look at the way she's got her leg up in the air. The other one's on the ground. And she's sort of looking at the moon and the stars and looking up. Things will start to look up for you soon, I believe. It's just, you need to prioritize in your mind what kind of job you want, and envision yourself sitting at this job. Think about sitting at the desk or wherever it is, if that's the job, or you're sitting on talking on the telephone, and you can see the desk in front of you. You can see the phone there. You can see the computer. You can see all the little things you'd like to put around your desk, let's say. Now, it may not be a desk job you want, so just take that and move it into whatever it is you're interested in. But how do you feel sitting there? Do you like what you're doing? Do you feel like you can help people? Are you, what are the smells like? All of those things. And then say, I now manifest for the highest good of all concerned, a job that will bring me all these things as, no, you don't want to say it will, you want to say does. You want to be in the now. You don't want to say out there somewhere. It sounds really silly, but it really can help. It really can, because the universe gets mixed messages from us. We say, well, I can't get a job. I've tried and I can't. And I can't, and I can't, and I can't. And so what the universe here says, you can't work. You can't get a job. And what you've got to say is, a perfect job comes my way. The next one is that you are an authority, apparently, in some kind of a capacity for a job. You could teach other people how to do a job. And so you need to put that crown on your head and move forward, because you could teach others. Finally, it says medicine. And I don't think you need to have physical medicine. I think what it means is that sometimes these things occur as medicine for our souls. They seem like really bad situations, and they sometimes really are, but they move us into a new recognition of what it is we want. And they also show us that nothing lasts forever. Things can change very easily. Okay, Julie.
All right. Well, what I got for you first is receptivity.
Nice.
It is the sweetgrass braid. Diane would love this. She's a sweetgrass braider.
Yes, she is.
But this is prayerful, and this is also opening and allowing yourself to be receptive to possibilities that you may not have considered about what kind of position would come to you. And so there may be something like the suggesting that you have a capacity or knowledge to teach something. Oh, how you are. That's amazing. That there may be something pop up your periscope, you know, dream a little bigger, maybe. Sometimes we get locked into the things that are happening around us, and it sounds like there's some heavy duty stuff that once, if we pop out and pop up, we might, as a creator, might have something else in mind. And then, you know, there's so many traditions about being receptive to receiving new messages and guidance from the creator. I think that's really beautiful. And the next is also stand your ground. What as above, so below. What is today may not be here tomorrow. What we thought we were supposed to be and do may not actually be what we're going to end up doing. We may actually be more than we think we are. I think a lot of people are kind of cluing into that these days, is that maybe we're not going high enough. This interdimensional stuff and popping up and going up and getting the information from beyond, it's serious business, and I think that it's comforting. And also can help us unfold into something new. And this card says, you know, according to your will. So if your will is to take the rest of your life and be who you really are and what you really need, honestly, I think that what I'm learning now is that that's the way to go. Take the risk, take the chance.
Take the risk.
And also, and this will help you unfold and become that which is deeply stirring within you, especially during trying times.
Absolutely.
And you know what? That's the stuff no one can take from you. No orders, no courts, no jails, no nothing can take these deep, meaningful things away from you.
That's true, Tasha. That's very true. I know nothing about how this works, Tasha, but can you work in a casino for a while or with the tribe? You know, again, I don't know how that works or not, but it's just popped into my head. So yes, Jen believes in you, Tasha, too. We all believe in you. We know you'll be okay.
May the angels of prosperity just
shower you
with money.
Oh,
and then maybe
beautiful.
It'll be like a turbo effect and we'll all get some too.
Yeah, that's okay. We can pass that along. That's wonderful. So Barbara is wondering if she can get a message from Spirit for the next couple of weeks. And yes, you may. And by the time we finish the reading, we'll be here an hour, so we'll be moving along. But it's been, I just have to say, this is so nice, Jules. I just love this.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Of course. Next couple of weeks, what does Barbara need to know? Right. Sometimes messages, as you well know, everybody, they come out and other people can also resonate with that message. So make sure that you understand that, everybody. So Barbara, right timing. There, look at this. It's a beautiful clock in a doorway. And it says this is a pivotal moment where timing is crucial. And it's saying, choose your moment. So, you know, it might be that something will come up and you'll say, well, I'm not going to do it right now. I want to do it later. That's works better for me. And that thing is magically, that's the best time. It's like the way the universe also stops us sometimes from going to the store by stalling out, or there's something wrong with our car, or the dog got out and you got to put her back in. It's just a little bit of timing that saves you from the accident on the way to the grocery store. So right timing always works. I love this for everyone. You are never lost, but only forging a path to two worlds. And boy, is that ever true. It's funny. Somebody said to me, you travel? This was before GPS, when I just used maps. Aren't you afraid you'll be lost somewhere? And I said, not really, because I'm on the earth. So, you know, we are never really lost. finally, I got the card that's so interesting that we were just talking about perceptions and perspectives. It says to release any perceptions. Release any perceptions you may have as to your ability to soar. Because look, other worlds are out there. There's so much waiting for you. So that's what I have for you, Barbara. Thank you.
Well, Barbara, I have a wonderful card for you to start with is miracles. There's something very special and magical and deep in these cards. And I think miracles occur when we have movement and when we ring the bells, when we dance, when we trance, when we honor all that is. And it makes a huge difference, I believe, in our energy field, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then also a time to mirror and reflect.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Ooh.
As we shift into the next couple of weeks and we start looking towards fall and all of that, you know, it's a good time to reflect and think of what we want to let go, what we want to move forward with, and with a little bit of love and look at what may have been our miracles and look at the positive to pull that, and as we were saying before, and thread that through to what we want to move forward to. And also a wonderful thing is to remember your source, where all things, you know, from whence all things come and flow. And I think that it's a really nice combination of a sequence of events. You know, you could put these in inner direction. You know, you could be thinking about your flow. What do you need to flow? You want to focus on your miracles and the good things that are happening so we can stay positive and try to advance ourselves. So when we're taking time to reflect of the summer and move towards the fall, I think that it's a really special time. And I don't know what will actually happen for you, but I think that if we stay focused in this way and hold close to ourselves in this precious part of who we are, that it will help us move forward, whatever challenges we have.
Absolutely. Well, beautiful reading. Thank you for allowing us to read for you here at the end. And thank you for listening to us, learning to listen. And please note that Jules' information is in the show notes. It would love it if you went over and like and subscribe to her channel, please. And gratitude came to mind, Barbara says. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Gratitude. And sometimes we have to do that. We have to have active thoughts. Oh, I need to be more grateful, or I need, you know, because we don't have those reminders all the time. So anyway, thank you so much, Jules. I'm so happy you opened this. Yeah, I'm so glad.
Thank you so much. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And for everyone here, and it's just, it means a lot to me. And, you know, I'm still got to get my page going, my channel going, and things to do, and learning all the new stuff. But I figured, you know what? This is the time to throw ourselves at new things, and to if we're to help ourselves, help others, stay connected as the world is turning and churning.
That's
wonderful
for sure.
thing. Very much. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. Stay here, Julie, until we're on the other side. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.